Us vegans get a lot of shit. We get a lot of shit from people for being vegan and for, standing up for the animals. Take a look at what the other people are doing. Who do you want to be more like? Do you want to be more like a vegan who's talking about compassion and respect, or do you want to be like these idiots? Hey guys, it's David Rams here, back with another video, back with another 5-Minute Friday. That's right, we're going to go through some stories from the last week or so, what's been going on within animal rights and veganism, a little bit of controversy. A lot of it this week is coming from the animal ag industries. I've been keeping up to date with some of the internal communications, so I'm going to reveal a bit of that for you. Before we get on with the video, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. It really helps me, really helps the channel. In this week's 5-Minute Friday, we're actually going to go and aim for 5 minutes, and I can promise you it's going to be 5 minutes. This is a monumental moment in the history of 5-Minute Fridays. Let's do it. Let's put 5 minutes on the clock and let's start this week's 5-Minute Friday. A nutritionist has spoken out slamming vegans, calling vegans fools. What she's talking about specifically is that these vegan food alternatives like meat alternatives and things like that. She goes into this massive rant about basically how, I'll read it out, we're supporting a chemical industry, we're going to destroy our health, completely disregarding the fact that we're saving billions of animals by not consuming them. She makes a really, really stupid comment saying that rennet from a cow's stomach is used to ferment vegan cheese. No, it isn't, because then it wouldn't be vegan cheese. What she's basically saying is that if you want to be a vegan and you want to be an activist, then apparently that if you're talking about vegan products like these and you're talking about veganism, then you're not a real activist. And what she thinks is an activist is somebody who's talking to regenerative farming. She's advocating for like humane, regenerative animal farming rather than avoiding animal products altogether. It's like most people that speak about these topics, she's completely disregarded the animals and what the animals go through and just focused on things like health and environment, as most of these farmers and pro-farming people do, just completely ignoring the animals. On the 19th of June, just a few days ago, an activist was killed tragically by a transport vehicle carrying pigs into a slaughterhouse. More details on this, you can check my last video. I made a full video about this. I started a fundraiser and I also created some t-shirts with the words of this activist on them. Her name is Regan Russell. I wanted her memory to go on and for us to be able to honor her. You can find links to both in the description. This next story is pretty damn disturbing. There has been an Instagram account came up and it's been reported on with a few newspapers. It's the world's hottest hunters, and it's basically women around the world, or I think mainly in Russia, looking at the account, posing with dead animals that they have killed. Us vegans get a lot of shit. We get a lot of shit from people for being vegan and for, standing up for the animals. Take a look at what the other people are doing. Who do you want to be more like? Do you want to be more like a vegan who's talking about compassion and respect, or do you want to be like these idiots who go out, kill animals, and then pose with them in a sexy pose? It's like bestiality or some shit. Thug Kitchen, the big cookbook, the big vegan cookbook, is changing its name. It's been assaulted by people for like the last 6 years because they called it Thug Kitchen, because in the book they use a lot of swearing and they use a lot of rap lyrics and things that hint at rap lyrics and quotes from movies that have been made by black people. People have been saying that this is cultural appropriation, that they are encouraging negative feelings towards black communities because the authors of the book are white. The word thug means something completely different in the UK. It means somebody who tends to be violent. In the USA, apparently people are saying it's a specifically anti-black word. What do you think about that? Were they right to change the name, or have they given in to this SJW call-out culture that we seem to be seeing a lot more of? There is another vegan business that I've seen called Slutty Vegan. The word slut has way more negative connotations in my eyes than the word thug does, but then again, I'm from the UK. In the UK, the word slut usually describes a female who likes to do what she wants in terms of like sexuality, like a female who sleeps with whoever she wants and whenever she wants to do it. They would be called a slut, and it's a really derogative term. It's a very anti-feminist term. It's something that's really negative. For calling a business Slutty Vegan, do they not deserve the same treatment to be attacked, called out for that too? So I'm more curious about your opinion on this. Should Thug Kitchen have changed their name, yes or no? And should the Slutty Vegan change their name, yes or no? Hi Chan. Be quiet and you can stay. The Ireland Minister of Agriculture has announced that he's going to give a €50 million funding to the beef industry in Ireland. I'm telling you this just to show you that these things are not just happening in big countries like the USA. They're happening in little islands that you wouldn't imagine would have so much money going into beef, but they do. And this is something that I think that local activists need to be on top of. I don't know if you're from Ireland or you're in Ireland and you don't know about this, now you do. Please spread the word and do something about this. Like, speak up, get petitions going, do some activism. This directly links me to the next story, the biggest story here, what Canada is doing about plant-based foods. I read an article from Ag Canada about how they were talking about the pandemic situation was going to be raising opportunities for pulses, because the people in Canada specifically, and the USA actually, they are wanting less and less animal products and they're moving more towards plant products. There's a big opportunity for them to grow more pulses and make more money from pulses, from plant-based foods. Just a few days after that article was released, Justin Trudeau made a statement, made an announcement that he's about to give $100 million towards plant-based foods. They're going to be funding specifically Merit Functional Foods in Winnipeg to create, and I quote, create good jobs in a fast-growing field. This is a specific plant protein factory. This $100 million is going to go into advancing that and developing that and producing more of it. This is directly in contrast with what just happened, obviously, with Regan Russell, who was killed while protesting outside of a slaughterhouse. You can only hope that in the future that nobody else has to protest outside of a slaughterhouse and that more and more funding goes towards these plant protein alternatives. Which story was the most interesting one for you? Let me know in the comments right now. Let me know your thoughts on all of these stories. Really want to know what you think. If you're looking for some new cool vegan merchandise, some t-shirts, hoodies, stuff like that, get over to the David Ram store. It's live now, and we also have those special edition charity t-shirts in memory of Regan Russell, so please do pick one of those up. I think it's really beautiful that we can wear her words, we can keep her legacy alive. If you have any ideas or any news stories that you want me to cover, send me an email. I will check all of them, I will respond to all of you, and I'll let you know if we're going to cover those. And if I do cover one of your stories, I'll make sure to give you a shout out in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.